Alrighty, let's see what we got today. Dark Ages. So for draw, there's Hunting Grounds and Catacombs. Only Village is Wandering Minstrel. Crashing is Altar or Forager. And plus buy, also Forager and Altar for gains. Plus Grave Robber can gain things. Okay. So you're a little bit limited in how much in total you can do. There's only the one stack of villages, and your draw is terminal, and a lot of your payload is terminal. So probably you want to get as many Wandering Minstrels as you can get your hands on, I would think. Unfortunately, Band of Misfits would look like a second pile of Wandering Minstrels, but it has to play a card that still exists in its pile. So if all 10 Minstrels get gained, Band of Misfits can no longer target Wandering Minstrel, and I would expect all 10 Minstrels to get gained. So that's not a reliable substitute. All right, I got the 5-2. How to open? I think Altar looks pretty good here. Want to gain Minstrels and Catacombs or Hunting Grounds. What gets me to Altar the best? Catacombs has an okayish chance of hitting 6. Gives you a 7-card hand. Band of Misfits could be good. It'd be a Scavenger early on, a Minstrel for a bit later, and then maybe a Forager or something after that. Pretty flexible. I think those are the two reasonable openings. Band of Misfits can play Death Cart, but you can't use the Trash Itself effect for 5, because Band of Misfits is playing Death Cart from the supply, and the Death Cart can't trash itself from the supply, because it would expect to be in play, rather. So you could play Band of Misfits, play a Death Cart, but you need to have some other action in hand to trash. As I say that, yeah, I'm definitely liking the Band of Misfits, because I'm not realizing it's a Dark Ages Kingdom. I'm not seeing them here, but we're starting with, how do I view them? The 3 shelters in place of 3 estates. So actually, there's a decent chance that I draw Band of Misfits with a Necropolis, and then I can play Death Cart and trash the Necropolis, and that's definitely getting me to 6. And also trashing a card. Well, now as I say that, I'm not sure how badly I want to trash the Necropolis, because it is a village in a kingdom of limited villages and a lot of emphasis on villages. We'll see. Imagine if you line that up early enough, the upside of doing it quickly is worth it. Maybe if you don't manage to trash until later in the game, there's a point where it stops being worth it to trash. I've convinced myself I want Abandoned Misfits. And I don't think there's a big difference here between Hovel and Estate. On 5-2 splits, there's often an open question of whether it's better to buy an Estate trashing the Hovel or buy nothing. An example of where you might rather have the Estate is with like Ironmonger in the Kingdom, where you get the benefit for discarding victory cards, and Hovel is not a victory card. Whereas if you plan to gain victory cards in the near future, you might rather have the Hovel still. I'm not seeing a big difference either way here, so I'm just not going to bother. Let's not lower piles more than necessary. Hardbot tends to like its rushes. Yeah, given this hand, I think probably the play is Death Cart, Trash Necropolis, get an early altar. Seems pretty good. Like Catacombs here. Right, Minstrel. Draw the altar. I think I would prefer to trash the Hovel here. Trashing the Overgrown Estate will draw me a card, leaving 2 junk cards on top. Let's just take another Catacombs and a Minstrel. One more Minstrel. And I think I want a Forager. Yeah, I think 1 Forager plus Altar is probably enough to get thin. This is not the best draw of all time. Uh, do I even play these? So my last turn, I had 4 coppers in hand. I The bottom 2 cards have a copper, a minstrel. Is it 2 Wandering Minstrel? I feel like yeah, it's a minstrel and a band of misfits. So Wandering Minstrel equivalent. I just bottom decked both my villages. So I play Catacombs and draw those. I draw 3 money. If I don't play it, I just leave 2 villages on top, which is great. But not good for this turn. If I play it and pitch those three, then I have some chance of hitting 4, which is a much better number than 3. But also, I'm top decking 6 cards that none of which are draw cards. Hmm. I think I'm just gonna pass. I think just like at each level, the benefits weren't quite worth the cost. I would take a free silver if I could get my hands on it, but leaving 2 villages on top seemed worth more than a silver. And I would take a minstrel for sure, but leaving 6 non-draw cards on top seemed not worth that. I'll just pitch those. Okay. Minstrel. Catacombs. Drawn everything. So if I play the altar first, trash a copper, gain something, and then Forager trashes the overgrown estate, I can draw whatever I've gained. Which I'm thinking maybe should just be a Band of Misfits. I can play it for payload now, and then it can be a minstrel later. There's not enough for a grave robber to do at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna say Band of Misfits. Trash an estate. An overgrown one. And just a Marauder, probably. I don't need 2 extra money from Scavenger. Yeah, I think I'll do Marauder. Hunting Grounds. Okay, Bot took a Grave Robber. Curious. If I can get a bunch of the villages, Grave Robber starts to look like a good payload. The downside of Grave Robber is it's pretty action intensive. Oh, one moment. As I was saying, okay, let's see. Forager. The bot has a bunch. I was contemplating trashing a spoils here, power up Forager, but I have 1 Forager and the bot has 4 Foragers. So that's probably not in my interest. And what am I doing with these 3? Not sure. Still don't have a whole lot. I guess I could gain a silver out of the trash. What about... Yeah, let's do altar, gain a grave robber, draw it, play it, yank the silver back out of the trash to power down the bot's foragers after I got the 2 money. And then I can draw the silver and play it. And another minstrel. And another hunting grounds? Just another... I think another hunting grounds is fine. Could have just been 2 minstrels. Might have been better. Because I think I have enough draw either way. The upside of having an excess of hunting grounds is they're excellent targets for grave robbing. You trash one, you gain it back, you also get a duchy on top of everything else. Also, I mean, for that matter, catacombs, same deal. You trash a catacombs, you gain a minstrel off of it. That might be better than a duchy even at this stage. Okay, let's see. Wandering minstrel. Let's go ahead and gain another grave robber, I think. Draw all of this. Forager. Yeah, let's just gain a minstrel and another minstrel. Draw all of that. Minstrel, grave robber. Get a catacombs back by minstrel. Alright, so minstrel is super low. Forager is kinda low. And you gotta watch out for estates, because if you start grave robbing hunting grounds, you could always choose the 3 estate one a few times, and then estates would pile rather rapidly. Did the bot? Interesting. So I did leave the catacombs in the trash, fully expecting the bot to take it, but the bot decided to use its grave robber to trash Forger into hunting grounds instead. Would I take those cards? Let's draw. Okay, now let me think. I suspect there's probably not a win quite yet. Yeah, I have the one hunting grounds left in my hand that I could trash once. I could gain it back. I could maybe trash it twice. That gains 3 estates. I could probably empty estates and minstrels this turn. But the third pile is not yet obvious. 5 foragers would do it. Gaining 4 death cards and buying 1 ruins would do it, because these come with 2 ruins. Both of those seem a little bit out of reach for the time being. So I think I just want to load up on extra draw and actions. Actually, it's a little bit awkward. If I gain 2 wandering minstrels, I'm actually powering down the bands of misfits, because then they can't play minstrel anymore, which is their best target. But if I don't gain the minstrels, the bot might just take them anyway, and then I really shot myself in the foot. Uh, okay. Perhaps the altar should go now? That's seeming correct to me. Will I need it anymore? Trash altar, gain a province? Maybe just Marauder attack a few times and draw all of that. And then the Grave Robber gains... well, one of them can gain a Catacombs and top deck it. That sounds alright. Not sure what the other one's doing. I suppose the answer ought to be either Forager or Altar. But I particularly need either. I guess I'll take the Altar back and maybe Grave Rob it again next turn. This Grave Robber, I think, top deck of Catacombs. Right. Minstrel plus an extra draw card. Looks like it's struggling over there. Not exactly sure what happened. It looks like it was getting tripped up by the ruins. In general, I don't consider Marauder a very strong attack. But maybe it did some damage. Okay, I feel like there ought to be a win this turn somehow. Although, as I say that, maybe not. I did just play both of my hunting grounds, which undercuts the estate pile out plan. Yeah. I think I was just kidding about that win. Probably just a few more provinces. Let's go ahead and play the Band of Misfits, because I'm probably going to gain the last Wandering Minstrel this turn. Trash of Catacombs. Gain a Minstrel and a Province. Trash of Catacombs. Gain, I don't know, silver. And a Grave Robber? What am I even doing here? Let me undo this. Probably that Grave Robber should just regain the Catacombs, huh? Yeah, let's play a Marauder. Draw some cards. Regain the Catacombs. Trash the silver? I don't think I want the silver all that much. I'll buy another Catacombs. The box deck is very thin. I don't think it has a whole lot in it. All right, I want to see if I can draw my deck without playing the second Hunting Grounds, because that's probably a good target for trashing. Okay, drawing everything. I got 3 Grave Robbers. Okay, so I think I'm just going to take 4 provinces here. And this should just be, it's not a win this turn, but it ought to be effectively a win on points. Actually, can I do 4 provinces? I assumed I could, but that actually is not guaranteed. One Band of Misfits trashing another action card can make me 5 money. Is there something else I can do? Like, the Forager's only 2 money. Band of Misfits could also play a Scavenger worth 2 money. And maybe I can't do 4 provinces. Hmm. It's a slight conundrum. Is there a 4 province play here? So Grave Robber can trash a Catacombs. Band of Misfits can trash a Band of Misfits or a Forager. Then I can play the other Band of Misfits or Forager, but either's only making me 2 money. And I'm going to be 1 money short of another province. That's a bit of a pain. Just going to give out another Ruins and buy a Duchy. I've scored enough points that the bot can't come back. Alright, got the win in hand. Grave Robbing Hunting Grounds. We'll see what else I can accomplish, if anything. Probably not a lot given the current quality of my deck, but you never know. Oh, that's actually a lovely reveal. Happy to see the Catacombs. Get that. Alright. Trash a Hunting Grounds. Gain 3 estates. Why not? And then... Any victory cards in the trash? No. So I think I just trash a Grave Robber into a Duchy. And buy an estate. I don't feel like I played that one perfectly. Felt like my deck wasn't quite accomplishing what I wanted it to accomplish at any given time, despite having all the villages. I don't what the hell is going on over here? Hardbot? What happened to your turns? Hardbot had the 2/5 and opened with a Forager, which just seems strictly worse than opening with a Band of Misfits, which can be played as Forager, and then anything else depending on what you want. So, opening looks pretty terrible. And buys his second Forager turn 3. I don't like where this is headed. Minstrel? A third? Okay, yeah, this is just nonsense. Hardbot went totally off the rails here. I don't know what this Mass Forger game plan is. It does not make sense. You're getting super thin, but like to no effect. Uh, and this looks dead lost by this turn or even earlier. I'm not really sure what happened over there.